Hey guys, welcome to the 8th episode of the Let's Talk Weekly podcast. Today we were joined by my friend Akilah, aka Kick Rocks Baby on Twitter. We discuss all things fandoms, from the love of Young Justice, Doctor Who, Pokemon, the heyday of cartoons in the 90s, growing up with Toonami in the afternoon and Saturday nights, and going to conventions, cosplaying at anime conventions, Comic Con, and stuff like that. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy this wholesome goodness of all things fandoms. Later. Welcome to the Let's Talk With You podcast. I think what I was saying was well, this is number 8. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be on like 20 by now, but that obviously never happened because when I did my first 5, that was it. And then I said, well, that's season 1, so I took a hiatus. And then I came back with season 2 when Young Justice started back up last year, and then they went on that hiatus after showing 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, I guess I'll start now. And I did a 20-minute one about, if we want to support the show and what could we do to show support. And I didn't think it was going to be canceled, but I had suspicions then, and I thought, you know, if you're going to go about doing stuff, you should go about it in a professional manner.
True. I mean, I've been seeing the Facebook page that they have like these ways of bringing it up, like try to bring it back and telling people don't bash the dude Batman and stuff. Try to be civil about everything because
Mm.
bashing dude Batman and the Teen Titan Go is not going to really help.
No, it's not. I mean, I've seen comments where people say this is kiddie and stuff, but Cartoon Network is a children's network,
True.
so they have to play to their demographics. I mean, obviously there's more demographics than just children, with Adult Swim at night, and then Toonami Adult Swim on Saturday night. But
Mm-hmm.
it's it's an interesting model. And I read an article that said that, or maybe suggested reasons why Green Lantern and Young Justice failed, which was because the model is if it sells toys, it keeps something on the air.
That's what I heard too, which makes sense because if they can't sell it, there's no point airing it. I mean, they're not going to get anything back from what they're showing.
True. And but then the opposite is, how can you make something or get something or to sell if you don't air it? And
Mm,
and being that originally, I know those shows started on Friday and then they were switched to Saturday. I mean, some people are going to follow that change, but some people won't. So, but
I honestly feel like the show itself wouldn't be something for kids to watch to say, hey, I want the Flash doll or anything like that. It's not something where they can really get into.
mm-hmm.
It's not like Pokemon. Pokemon will stay on forever. And they'll keep
Yes,
making more Pokemon till the day I die and they'll continue going. But Young Justice, if I was that like 10, I don't think I'd really be into it because it's not something that could grab me. There's no humor. for
Hmm.
the kids to grab onto it. So of course, it's not going to sell well with toys and books and stuff like that.
Oh, that's true. I agree. I mean, um, when I watched the was it in 2011 when they did the hour-long special, and which was the first two episodes, I was like, this is not for kids, but I love it. And maybe because of my age range, I don't know, but or is it because of the fact that I'm in the comic books, but the story was engaging, and I mean, think about something like Batman animated series or Superman animated series. Those really weren't for kids, but we were kids when those were on the air. But we followed it, or some people did. I know not a lot of people I knew actually watched them, but those were like my afternoon shows.
Uh, there was something that appealed to the kids then that made it child friendly for kids to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. Young Justice didn't really make it so child friendly. Like the jokes and the humor they have was so like too much innuendos. It was ridiculous within Young Justice.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I think when I caught some of the adult themes or stuff like that, I was like, okay, this is not for children, but it's a cartoon. But
Yeah.
so, I mean, you it's a give or take. I mean, I know where it ended. I kind of saw it going that direction, and especially the last 30 seconds, I was like, okay, I figured this was going to happen, but you know, what can you do? I mean, it's part of a business, and if fans want it to survive, then you know, don't. I mean, I understand making a petition. That was really good, and I enjoy being part of the petitions, but you have to realize it's not just one company involved.
Mm-mm.
But no, but really, I want to have you on to talk about stuff of fandoms, and I know that you are into a lot of different fandoms, and I know how I met you through Young Justice on its final days. But like, what are some of the other fandom stuff that you're into?
Okay. Well, one of the biggest ones that I follow is K-pop. Not just Gundam style. I know, like, well, recently I don't really follow it that hard like I used to, but K-pop is one. I feel like it's one of the strongest fandoms, like bigger than One Direction and Justin Bieber, because these kids are very dedicated from the age of like young to my age, 22. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how they'll just invest their time into these people. It's not even a cartoon. It's groups, different boy bands and girl bands.
Mm-hmm.
And oh yeah, Avatar slash Legend of Korra. I'm waiting for that to come back.
Hmm.
And um, I haven't been into anime like that, but I did. I was into anime a lot. Um, I love Cardcaptor Sakura. Actually, the majority of Clamp stuff, I like Clamp. There are days I just watch anything Clamp.
And you said Card Captors. I haven't heard that show in a long time. Okay.
Oh, I marathon that one time, and then I really want to cosplay as Sakura from the second movie. Good, can't wait till that day happens. But yeah, I love that show. I wish it would come back, but it's not gonna come back.
Yeah. So when did you get into it? I'm curious.
Anime?
Or Card Captors.
Well, I used to watch it when I was younger, when it used to be on TV on WB in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like in high school, I randomly remembered about it, and then I searched it up online, and I just watched every single episode, Japanese version, because when I was watching the English version, I wasn't really feeling it because they changed the story a lot in the English version. But the
Uh,
Japanese version is a lot better to me.
to make it kid friendly. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I understand watching Naruto. I do see that, but I like it though. But and although Toonami now does the uncut version, so.
I couldn't really get into Naruto. Like my cousin tried to get me to watch that and Bleach. Like I watch it sometimes, but Bleach I can't really get into Bleach like that or Naruto.
I never watched Bleach. I mean, I know they kind of say like it's Dragon Ball Z with swords and stuff. I'm assuming because nobody attacked me, but uh, that's what I was thinking it was. But I think I only watched like one or two episodes. I was like, I get it, but I'm coming in extremely too late, and I'll just wait till it's over. Which I know it has a lot more episodes to go.
Oh my gosh! Like Um, I started reading the manga. The manga is pretty good, but just sometimes when you read a chapter, all you see is action, 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 one dialogue, action, 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 next chapter. I'm like, it got boring to me. But I watched it from the beginning. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty funny, interesting at first, and then you think it'd be over with Aizen, and I heard there's still more. And I'm like, all that war and stuff and people dying, you think that it would be over with Aizen. No, there's more after that. And I'm like, Bleach, end already. Like, I seriously thought you were going to end. Like, it's crazy. But people are really into it hardcore.
I think they are. I mean, I think for one, specifically, comes to different types of fandoms here in America. It's like if we if we grew up with it in the heyday of Toonami, after school stuff, or WB in the afternoons, then that's what we kind of stuck to. But then you do have your, if you want to say, underground stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have those, but not everyone's going to branch out outside of what's familiar. And I think that's what kind of makes Bleach, Naruto, card captors, and like Pokemon, Digimon, you name it. Those are what are popular because it's kind of mainstream action American take on things.
True.
And I think my favorite anime show of all time, some people would say it's Dragon Ball Z, but it's the Robotech saga. I mean, that was the first show. Like, well, I think one of the first shows I watched on Toonami, and before I knew the term anime, I kind of saw like, oh, there are people in jets. Okay, they're flying and people are dying, and we're not stopping to mourn one person when they get shot down. But it's like a heavy battle stuff, and like that's different. You don't usually see that because think like AD's and GI Joe. A pilot gets shot down, you see a parachute falling down.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something different. Plus, not just action; it was more like the love stories, the human interest, political stuff that kind of helped me. I guess when I being at a young age to see things like, oh, so this stuff kind of happens with the exception of the alien warfare. But what about for you?
Like, one of my two favorites that I really, I will watch, actually three, I'll watch over and over again was Samurai Champloo, what is it? Cowboy Bebop,
Hmm.
and Death Note. Like those, the storylines. Well, Sarah Champloo was really more like humor, and they had like some points where it's like really serious. But Death Note and Cowboy Bebop, like they had those story plots, and it's very interesting. Especially like the last scene of Cowboy Bebop, it was crazy. Like I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, wow, this is the first anime I've seen this happen. I don't want to give no spoilers. I don't know if anybody's seen it or finished it. But the ending, Cowboy Bebop, I was like, wow, this is a total twist to me in the anime. I never seen that happen before. The same thing
Hmm.
with Death Note, like the story, how deep it got, and how thorough it got, and just especially when I was reading the manga. The manga's a lot better, but the anime is still just as good, even if you don't read the manga.
Yeah, you're kind of giving me a little ammunition to go back and actually finish Death Note because I never finished it honestly.
I
I,
heard there was a book for it. I was trying to read it. My cousin read it, but there was a book before the whole Death Note trial with that what's that? The girl who died. I forgot her name. The one who like killed off. There was a story with a case that she was in before she came into Death Note and died. And they killed her off for that same reason because she knew too much about Death Note. And if she stayed in it, I feel she would have solved the case quick, and then Death Note would have been over.
So do you think it was how many episodes? It was like 26 episodes or 30 episodes? I don't remember. Or 20.
I don't remember, but I know it was 2 seasons.
Like I think I got to like episode 10, and that was the last one I watched. And I was like, I'm gonna continue, and then I stopped. And then, but I want to jump to like Samurai Champloo, like that one too. Like I haven't to watch, but I just haven't watched it either. Mm.
It's the fighting is awesome. The humor is all of it's awesome. It's very different because they incorporate hip hop and the the Edo era into one, and it makes it all different. And doesn't make it seem like normally historic type dramas and not dramas, animes would be like, to me it's kind of boring because I cannot watch a historic drama because I like K dramas. I can't sit there and watch that, but
Gotcha.
Cowboy Bebop just made it interesting for you to follow that time period.
So have you watched Rurouni Kenshin?
Mm-mm. I mostly am a sucker for shoujo anime.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because Rurouni Kenshin is sort of similar to like the Edo era. I think I probably have it wrong, but I know it's kind of based on the turn of century in Japan. They're bringing in steam locomotives, but then like you have the samurai and Kenshin of coming off like um, wars and turning his life around from being a killer to not killing. So it's
Mm-hmm.
had 3 seasons. I've only watched two. I'm kind of in the middle of the third, but I know Cartoon Network only showed the first 2 seasons. But I won't give anything away, but a little bit I've watched of season 3, I kind of see why they didn't show it, or that's it. Maybe it might be my interpretation of why, but some things that are in season 3, I was like, I think I get it. But I'll leave that for you to look up. But for people who don't know, what exactly is K-pop?
K-pop, Korean pop music. I'd It's been going on for years, I feel, but I got into it like, when did I get it? It was like 2009. And it all started out because one of my friends, she's into anime and all that kind of stuff, and she showed me this band called Double S 501, which they broke up, so they no longer exist. But that was like the first K-pop group that I was really into, and then after that, I started looking up more, and then I started looking up more, and I started reading up on articles on them, and it just started getting turned into an addiction. But then I started realize that K-pop kind of does take a lot from you. I don't know if there's K-pop fans out there, but you guys kind of they try to invest it as their life, and I almost did. Then I realized after reading like more cynical type articles or articles that kind of brings out the reality of K-pop, I started to understand like K-pop is not life. It's fun, but you can't make it feel like, oh, G-Dragon is my baby. I have to love him forever, and I can't do that anymore. I see people I follow on my Twitter doing that, and I'm like, wow, like you don't have a life. It takes so much from you.
Do you think that that applies to like a majority of different fandoms that happens to people?
Yeah, like the One Direction and just like honestly, there was a fan war between One Direction and Big Bang because there was this award. It's like MTV in Italy for the best band, and K-pop fans, of course, put in their all and voted for Big Bang to win. And then when Big Bang won, all the One Direction people were hating, talking about, oh, these Chinese people and bashing them and this ridiculing. I'm like, it's not that serious. I mean, it sucks that they didn't win, but it's not life. Like, I don't see the point of insulting them or Justin Bieber fans. K-pop fans don't like Justin Bieber fans. 1 point because all they did was hashtag stupid stuff about. Well, they are annoying anyways. No offense about Justin. Hashtag Justin. We need you. And it spammed the top. The what's it called? The trend list with Justin Bieber tags. That was a point when I first got on Twitter. I don't know. These fandoms is too time consuming.
It is. I mean, I think fandoms. How people can take something. Someone creates it, or multiple people create something, and then it. I guess if you want to say you spiral down the rabbit hole of wanting to know everything about this one thing. I mean, I know before I guess to say I'd heard the word or term fandoms. Like when I saw the Star Wars movies in '97 when they did the special release, I I wanted to learn everything about it, but I didn't know that was called being a nerd or wanting to have a fandom. I didn't know all that stuff, but I do see how they can be time consuming, but you can't let fandoms rule you. I mean, it's nice to be a part of things, but I think I guess the people who should know everything about it, the insides and outs, is if that's their job. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to work on a fandom or something, but I don't know if I ever get a chance to. But if I am, I'll gladly take it. But that's why sometimes it's good to start your own.
Mm. Honestly, I don't see much craziness in other fandoms. Like, I don't see people being defensive with anime or TV shows. Mostly it's connection to like boy groups and boy bands. Like people get really touchy about because they either want to emulate them or invest their time to be like them or know them, and I don't see that in anime at all, or even the core fandom. I see them on Tumblr. I don't see them defending Avatar like it's life, and probably know the ins and outs and all the secrets of Avatar and all the little things in Avatar, but I don't see any of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think I think what I find interesting now is watching people enjoying watching Scandal, and I haven't really gotten into it, but seeing how everyone's saying, I can't believe it's going to be gone for 3 more weeks. I'm like, well, welcome to my world of watching TV shows. I mean, I mean, that's why I kind of hate. It's like here's an episode comes back in 2 weeks, and you guys sit there and wait because you want to know more, but you're not letting that rule your life. It's just,
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's why if you have a DVR and record the entire season, watch it all in one day. I mean,
It's marathon.
yeah, marathon mode. But I have some shows I need to catch up on because I've just been waiting to pile up like 20 plus episodes and then watch them all in one day. But it's, I mean, I guess because we're in a different world nowadays. People do stuff differently. People, I don't want to say obsess over things, but sometimes people take things to another level. I mean, I know going to conventions, they're fun. I want to cosplay, but I don't have the best looking stuff because I kind of put it together myself, where I get a little bit of help on it. Uh, I see some people like who have put time and dedication. Because I was at a Comic Con here in our area here in November, and there was a woman dressed up in an Iron Man suit, and she said she made it from scratch, which I thought was real impressive. So I guess it's different levels if you want to say that.
Yeah, I used to feel insecure about it too because it took me forever to actually say, "Hey, I want to actually try cosplay," especially since I'm African American, so people be like, "Oh, you're not doing it right." But I've started to realize cosplay is for fun. Like you don't have to be perfect as long as you put the effort in. People will see that you're out there having a good time, especially if you show it you have a good time. And one of the one thing that really inspired me is like I found this Tumblr page called Cosplaying While Black, and you see black cosplayers cosplaying as Hatsune or Maka from Soul Eater or Ichigo from Bleach. You just be like, white characters and black people are doing it, and they're doing it well.
Right.
So it just inspires me. Like I can do any character. It doesn't matter what their color is or anything. I can do them too. Because some black cosplayers they feel they have to stick with black characters all the time because you're black. Cosplaying is all about being creative, coming up with your own style or way to present the character as the best you can. You don't have to be perfect at it. It takes practice.
That's right. I mean, I know I went to Animazement, like my first time going there, and there's this gentleman. He was I know I saw from behind. It was an Inuyasha robe, and then got closer. I was like oh he has the claws, and I was like oh it's a black guy. Okay, cool. I mean. I mean, you don't have to be white or any other race to cosplay. I mean, it's fair game for anybody. I
And if
mean, go ahead.
and I feel if a cosplayer, even as good as they are, say something like, "Oh, you're not doing it right," I feel like they're not a good cosplayer. Like they don't understand the arts of cosplaying at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's of course it's try to get it as accurate as you can, but at the same time you have to enjoy it and act it out and have fun with it.
Exactly. And I think the last time I cosplayed as Super Saiyan Goku, and I remember and I put on my yellow hair. People were like, "Can we touch your hair? Can we touch your hair?" I was like, "Okay, cool." I had no problem with it because I mean, it was fun. It's you're in the moment because I remember people walking around saying, "Hey Goku, hey Goku," and I was like, they recognize the character. That's awesome. And I don't think people are going to sit here and say, "Oh, you're wearing the wrong shoes." I'm like, I know I'm wearing cowboy boots, but it works.
It all matters. Like when I did my Lolita Fashion for SuperCon last year,
Mm-hmm.
like that was the first time I actually did a little bit better because the first time I did schoolgirl, so it's kind of normal. So I didn't really stand out. Kind of blended in because I my best friend next to me was cosplaying as Harley Quinn. She bought the outfit, so of course she was gonna be tempting, and it was the original Harley. So everybody's like, "Harley, let me get your picture." So she kind of overshadowed me. But the
Mm-hmm.
second time I did, I went with one of my guy friends. He didn't cosplay, but I was there and I had like the green and was it green, blue and purple wig and the Alice in Wonderland costume that I didn't use for Halloween and incorporated my own feel of it. And we were like, "Oh my god, you're so cute! Can I take a picture?" And "Oh my god, so cute! This is that." Like I felt good living in the moment of people just like, "Oh, just loving what I'm doing."
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully next year SuperCon, I'm looking for the same outcome with the outfit I showed you on DeviantArt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked your outfit because I could tell you said it was original, right?
Yeah,
And that's something I think about. Outfits they don't have to mirror a video game character, a comic book character, anime character. It can be your own.
yeah. I based it off the fashion of the Harajuku Lolita fashion. So the one that you see was punk Lolita with the whole red and black, but still come off a little cute, innocent look.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was trying to come off. And lately, like I've been coming up with random ideas like that. I found that dress in my closet and I haven't worn it, and I tried it on, and I was like, I can do this, and I started adding pieces together, and it just came like that.
So how long did it take you to put it together? Like
Um, it didn't. I saw the vision in my head. I just had to get the pieces together and try them out. So like the black skirting underneath it, I saw it in my head, and I just bought one and I was like, oh, I don't want that. I need another one. So I bought a second one. The wig was the first time I feel that it. I was trying to go for pink, but I didn't like it, and it was a quick moment buying that wig. I don't really like it, but it can do for yeah, it can do. It's a really really cheap wig. I bought it at Party City. I don't really like it, but it works.
They, I think you can go find things at, thrift shops, Party City, or even a Halloween store. I think those when you have something in mind of what you want to do.
Mhm.
It's okay to go pick stuff out at random.
Yeah.
I mean,
Best places is eBay for wigs. Well, that's where I bought my wig. The purple one, the purple blue one,
mm-hmm.
eBay. I bought the pink one at eBay, but I didn't really like it. But I might use it for something else. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it. But eBay is the best place for wigs. There's since most of them are imported from China,
Mm-hmm.
or the purple and blue one I got from the U.S. Which was good because they didn't take that long to get here. Cosplay stuff. You just buy original cosplays on eBay or cosplay food. I haven't bought anything there, but I want to buy a Lolita dress from there and wear it. It's a pretty good cosplay. I think it's original stuff they make themselves and sell.
Mm-hmm. So how much? So how much? Do you think over time? And I'm just kind of guesstimating. But do you think do you think it costs for people to put their own outfits together from scratch? Buying stuff here or there.
How much? It all depends because some people they make it from scratch, so buying materials is very cheap. But some people buy like thrift store stuff, so depending on how much what you're going for, or people just buy the outfit online for $170 something, and then buy the shoes and everything. You spend over like $100 and $200 for the whole outfit. Because I think a lot of the cosplayers I see at cons they don't make it from scratch. Most of them just cosplay, like dress up because it's fun. Like they want to participate in the cosplay world. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they really judge you on that. Like, oh, you didn't make it from scratch. I guess people just look at them and say, oh, you're taking part into the culture. You're having fun with it too. That's cool. You know.
Because I remember I was at a Halloween party a few years ago and I was dressed as Goku, but nobody knew who I was except for like one person. And I felt like, okay, this is my outfit I want to wear, but I'm in the wrong place. So, like, do you think it's viable to to take your cosplay outfit somewhere other than a convention?
Mm, no, it's not a problem. It depends if you make your wear outfit in a way to for people to grab your attention. For example, if I would have wore that Alice in Wonderland Lolita Fashion cosplay to a Halloween party,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people look at me like, "What is she wearing?" But they're like, "Oh, that's different. It's not the normal Halloween image that girls always try to portray something sexy or whatever." So I don't think it's really a problem as long as you carry yourself in a way that makes people believe that what you're wearing is spectacular to their eyes. It's always about attitude and presence.
Right, because I think to some people who are outside of the culture or of fandoms or what have you, they might look at it and say, "That's really weird. It doesn't make sense." Uh, has that? Have you ever encountered stuff like that before?
Oh yeah, I have a friend who always thinks about like my Lolita fashion is weird, and he thinks it's not. Like I told him I would like to incorporate Lolita fashion in my regular what I wear every day. He's like, "Oh, that's not swag and whatever." And I'm like, "It's still fashion, even though it's not the fashion you're particularly following. Fashion is fashion. Fashion is about taking risks. That's what I feel like fashion is. Some people feel like it's following a formula or order. I feel like it's taking risks. If it don't work, try something else."
That's true. I mean, I think for some reason a lot of people push. You have to fit into a norm of society, but that norm could depend upon your city, your state, or country. It's kind of odd when people say norm, but you have people who do fall into doing their own thing. Everyone will look at them and say you're odd, and I mean, does it ever kind of go against you to say, do I want to stop doing this because people may look at me differently?
That never crossed my mind. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm an outcast, but I feel I would never change the way I am for just to fit in. I will be mad at myself. I really hate myself if I had to do that. If they don't embrace the weird person that I am, I guess they don't really understand who I am.
Mm. And I think it's something I talked to you a few days ago about. It's important to be who you are, and I think sometimes, especially in our community, you have people who say, "Oh, you're black. You're supposed to be a certain way, or act, or dress, or do everything in your life a certain way." But it it's hard to do that. I mean, trying to fit in at one point, it was like, okay, I tried, but it doesn't make you feel good unless it's what you want to do.
I had a moment in high school. I was at the mall with one of my friends, and some random girl, she was talking like friends with at the time, and we went into Hot Topic, and we saw like My Chemical Romance and stuff, and we're like, oh my god, My Chemical Romance, and she's looking at us like, oh, you like white people stuff, and I'm like, are you serious? Because I like My Chemical Romance. You're gonna look at me saying I like white people stuff, like what I'm supposed to like? Am I supposed to like the same stuff you listen to? I have a different taste. Does that like does it make me black or something? Black is a color. It's not a person. It doesn't define who you are. You define
Exactly.
who you are.
Exactly. I mean, I think we've kind of put a little too much on, or too much focus on, if you're black, you got to do this. I mean, I think where it really does come from is internal, because we do it to ourselves. And And I guess what I mean by that is like sometimes it could come from within ourselves personally, or it could come within people we hang around, or just people we're around our communities. I mean, I have some friends who will probably say, "Oh, you're weird," but you know, I don't shy away from saying I enjoy Star Wars and Star Trek and this, that, and the third. I don't care to hide from it. I mean, I'll talk about it, but there was a time where I wouldn't even dare say I like those things because I think I was worried about what people would think of me.
I just feel like the black community is brainwashed to believe what we're supposed to believe, what they want us to believe. Because they always try to like sway or downgrade anything positive that happens in the community. I don't want to say media's out to get us. I don't want to seem like everything like that, but they don't show the positive lights of black people. So people have this certain image of this is how black people are supposed to be ratchet and stuff, which is sad because we are we are better than that, but we just sit there and keep following the same hole over and over, and then expect people to hand out stuff to us. It
That's
doesn't
true.
work that way. You have to stop following the formula that they brainwashed us to be and come above that and be better.
That's true. I mean, you have to. I think at the end of the day, be comfortable in your own skin, and I feel like I just plugged somebody's company by saying that, but I can't think which one. But yeah, I saw it on a talk show, and the person kept saying that. But it's true. You kind of have to be comfortable in your own skin, and just because people around you are saying that's not right, oh, I don't mess with that, and you ask questions of like, why don't you? And it's just like, just cause. I'm like, but you're just stopping yourself. I mean, I remember talking to a person recently, and it's about a issue, and I told her that, you know, you are your own worst enemy, but you are also the answer to your problems.
True.
And I think when it comes to, being black, liking fandoms, liking whatever the heck it is, as long as at the end of the day you're comfortable in it, that should be the only thing that matters. I mean,
That should be. I don't know why people keep feeling that they have to make people be the same way as they are. Everybody's different. You're born different, but we can't all follow the same formula.
that's true. We can't do that. I mean, I think it's interesting, with the emergence of social media, like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, people who are into different things, they'll find one another and be able to like what they like within a small subset. I feel like, if this was like maybe 30 years ago, do you think, uh, being yourself would be easier or harder than it is now? Like, I guess we're saying like before social media.
Never gotten social media in like high school, so middle school. Yeah, it was hard, honestly, because in middle school I started transitioning into different interests. Like everybody was into like American Idol. I liked rap music then, but I had a friend who exposed me to indie rock, which I started to get into. But I felt embarrassed, like I had to hide myself, not let people know that I liked that or liked anime or anything that wasn't what the norm was. But that's middle school. Middle school in general is really a tough period in this time, and it's by itself because you're just getting to know yourself. You're starting to find yourself. So a lot of people look at you finding yourself and finding your interests as weird or not normal. So
Hmm. Yeah, I understand. I remember those days. I was thinking about, when you said middle school, I was thinking about days of uh, sitting in after school, um, not really talking to people. I'm just sitting there thinking, if I was to write my own Dragon Ball Z story, what characters would I use? And then I see everybody else talking about some hip hop CD or something that came out, and I would be familiar with it, but I wasn't joining in because I guess I really wasn't into it at the time. So it's well, I just find it's interesting, though. No matter where you grow up, a lot of people do go through some of the same things, and then when you meet people later on in life, it's kind of interesting to find out that, you and I could have the same experiences as other people.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. I mean, in middle school, I mean, I was pretty social, but same time semi antisocial. I was really weird growing up, and same thing in high school because I knew a lot of people. A lot of people knew me, but I was always by myself. Like I was a loner still with my two best friends, and that's how it was.
Hmm.
And I was really active too. I was in sports and yearbook, and I did a lot of things. So oh, I miss those times, but that's a different thing.
I mean, what do you, what do you think about, I guess people growing up today who are behind us in middle school and high school, and they might be going through some of the same issues. Like, if you could give them advice, what would you say to them?
Just embrace it because you'll eventually find people. Not now in middle school, but if you do in those schools, you'll find people who have the same interests in you, or explore your school's clubs, or start a club, because there's probably people like you who don't who are awkward and or insecure about their interests. But if you say, "Hey, Principal so and so, let's can we start an anime club?" They'll hear anime club like, "Oh wow, there's something there for me, so I can feel a part of something." And then that's where you get your own connection, more your own group of friends, and you wouldn't feel alone because you all have something together to share.
Right. As I remember in middle school, like people would take Yu-Gi-Oh cards there, so you would have tournaments at lunch or after school, and sitting there playing games, and it's like it's. Yeah, I remember people looking at me like, "You got Yu-Gi-Oh cards? What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "It's fun." like yeah, I'm like yeah. I got up in the morning on Saturday morning to watch the episodes, but and I got the cards. I wasn't into all that, but when you felt like you get people to talk to you and say, "Oh, you're weird," and I'm like, okay, it kind of made me want to stop being who I was, but I couldn't stop it just because one person disapproved or a few people disapproved. It's weird.
If it makes you happy, stick with it. Never change just for the approval of others.
I agree with what you said about being yourself and really doing things for yourself and not really doing for others. I mean, it's the difference between being nice and trying to be a certain way for the approval of others.
Yeah, there's no problem being nice. Just being a doormat nice, it's not good.
Exactly. And I want to ask you, like, when it comes to the power of fandoms, like, do you, I guess, how much would you say is enough to buy for the love of your fandom?
Like, buy merchandise?
Yes, merchandise.
Wow, I'm in the fans. Oh, no, it's a lie. Because K-pop fandom, I did buy stuff. Because K-pop, I'm really a Big Bang fan. I love Big Bang. It's a K-pop boy band group. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually bought merchandise from that. I bought their Alive album. My cousin bought me the Heartbreaker solo album. I have two concert DVDs. The light stick that I'm never gonna take to a concert because they're like always in New York. And I bought their live sweatshirt. No, their jacket, which was like $100 and something. But that jacket was a nice jacket, so that's why I bought it. And I have a T-shirt. Yeah, I bought a lot of fan mech.
So I think what if I was to say what you said that you bought, I would say that's pretty normal for buying things.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't buy a poster. I don't like those. I can't put those in my room. It just be weird to me.
I
But
see.
there's some people who buy like their postcards and socks and mugs and calendars. I wouldn't do all that. You just get me buying some simple stuff and that's it.
Sure, sure. I mean, I think for me, it's like if it's a TV show, I'll probably buy the video game, maybe a shirt, and then the show. Then I'll buy the show itself. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I know like I'm a big Doctor Who fan. The only thing I have is an actual like little desktop TARDIS. I have that. I mean, I would love a sonic screwdriver, but I have a shirt. That's all I have. I just watch it, but it's. I mean, if I was talking about Pokemon, that's a little bit of a different story. But
Oh gosh, Pokemon. I had. Let me go try and remember what versions I had. First one I had was yellow, and my brother had blue version. Then I had silver. Then I had sapphire, and that's about it. And and later I got red version for Christmas.
You
Then I
said
had
you
the
said that one more
Pokemon
time.
cards. Huh?
You said that one more time. It kind of went out for a second.
I got red version for Christmas one time.
Okay.
So I had like all the consecutive versions at the time. And then I had the Pokemon cards. That was another thing. The movie cards and the Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, the was I guess the movie ones like you went to go get them like the day one movie release to get those cards.
Yeah, and then I had the Burger King gold card.
I had three. I gave two away.
I only had one because my dad was gonna give me all of those, but I had one of them. I had a Jigglypuff, and Pokemon took our lives.
Oh, because did you ever buy like the VHS tapes?
I had Pokemon the first movie. That was the only VHS I had.
Okay, I think I know I got like the very first ones. They had like the first six episodes. Then it's like I got like the random sets, and then I stopped buying the videos because I got too much of the cards. I still have them. I will never get rid of them. And then it's like I think Pokemon Red, Yellow, Silver, Gold, Soul Silver, Sapphire, or Ruby. I don't remember. And I think before I got smart enough to realize that you know Yellow is the combination of Pokemon Red and Blue.
Yeah.
Like they released the combination ones of like the two other like they released like Silver and Gold, and I got the one that was a combination of both of those. Like yeah, I have too many.
Yeah, I picked that up from the beginning. I was like, okay, I had to pick either one. If I either take silver to get Lugia, or was it? I don't remember. I
Yeah,
think it was flipped.
yeah. It's Silver to get Lugia and Gold to get Hoa.
Yeah, so I had to pick which one I wanted, and I wanted yellow. Like that was the first Pokemon game. I got the yellow Game Boy to match my yellow version, and
Mm.
I was a big Pikachu fan. I love Pikachu. I still have this big plushy Pikachu that I bought a long time ago.
Yeah, I still have one too. I got one at a fair. Still have it. Pokemon fandom. I have a friend that you should meet. Y'all can talk for hours, but when the three of us could talk, that could be a podcast right there. Pokemon. But yeah, it's. Hey, I think with the Pokemon craze, it probably has died down some now. I mean, I enjoy watching the Adventures in Unova now because I've been following the story still, and I think I dropped off like slightly, but then I wasn't gone that long that I was able to catch up.
I'm so out of Pokemon. I think the last time I remember Pokemon was probably after the Hoenn region,
So it was.
or a little bit after that. But after that, I don't follow Pokemon. Especially I don't have handheld games anymore,
Mm-hmm.
so I can get to games like that. I
Gotcha.
don't even know what's going on.
It's weird. Ashes. They still say Ashes 10.
Ash is a 21-year-old man who still has the same dream of aspiring to be a Pokemon master, which he
I
hasn't
know
reached.
because they clearly it was at the end of the one that ended right before the start of Unova. You could kind of guess that he was like 18, 19, 20, 21, and he had gotten real smarter. And then, but they got back to Pallet Town. Brock went back home because they left. I forgot who was their third companion. It was Dawn. I think Dawn was the last companion before Unova. Could be mistaken. But Ash goes up to Pallet Town. Then they go to Unova region. Stars out there, and the first thing happens, Pikachu gets supercharged by one of the legendary Pokemon, but the first battle Ash gets into, he kind of forgets stuff like, oh yeah, I'm fighting a grass type Pokemon. I guess like Pikachu can't use his thunder attacks because it's non-effective. I'm like yes, Ash, you knew that before. Why are you being stupid? And then he met a girl named Iris. Um, Kiki's calling him a little kid, which got annoying really quickly. But now they're in the Pokemon League, and she's kind of showing respect for him. So tomorrow morning will be interesting because I already know who won the league. I just want to see it because I saw a picture on like a Pokemon fan page on Facebook. But I think that's one show where you could fall off, come back years later, you could catch up pretty quickly.
No. I mean, why they have? I guess they're showing that Ash forgets to teach the new generation about the whole mechanics of Pokemon. But Ash is not stupid. Okay, he been through it for like how many years? The Pokemon may not be the same, but they're basically the same because they're grass types, ghost types, dirt, ground types, all those types. Same weaknesses apply. You shouldn't forget something that simple within the course of what 6 months, and then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the next region."
Yeah, yeah, it's it's interesting. I mean, I think when it got to the point where I think what I love now is the fact that Team Rocket is not stupid. Like how they make them to be stupid. Now their plans work like 99% of the time. And then
Yeah,
instead of being blasted away, they have little mini jetpacks and they fly off.
okay.
So I mean, they had the whole story arc where Giovanni came and it was about to work. Of course, Ash is the one that stops the plan. But when he got face to face with Giovanni, I had to remember, like, oh yeah, when he was in the gym in Viridian City, Giovanni was gone because of Mewtwo, so he never met Giovanni. But that's something of having watched it for years to kind of go back and I have to remember, like, yeah, he's meeting him now. I mean, the fans know through dramatic irony that we know who Giovanni is,
Yeah.
but it's fun. I mean, Pokemon is gonna be around when we're 30.
Yes. My kids will be watching Pokemon.
And I think by then Ash will be 11.
Will you have a birthday party?
I
A
mean,
birthday party episode.
yeah, I mean, I kind of thought he was older. I mean, I think they said, like, in Japan, I guess they're like, yeah, he is older, but here, which I think what they did with this whole Unova region was supposed to be a way to bring in new children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably why I still had him as a 10-year-old. But, I guess one thing I read was they changed the actors because they wanted Ash to have a different voice because he's getting older. So his vocal patterns they're going to change. They're going to get older, and it's going to change as he gets older. Excuse me, but um, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, still follow it. Pikachu, it's Pikachu, and he'll never evolve.
Of course not.
Because if you do that, then it's just like why are you making Pikachu evolve to Raichu? It's not. It's not right.
Yep.
Like we already went through that whole story arc.
Yep. And two, they'll lose marketing. Pikachu's their selling point.
Exactly. I mean, I think when Unova got to the point where I was like, the only Kanto Pokemon we see is Pikachu. I want to see some more. Then we got to a gym where this gym leader had a coughing. I was like, oh, okay. And then after that, they kind of landed like this small area where it had Pokemon from all the different regions. And I was like, okay, now we're connecting it back to what fans who watched the Kanto region, all this, what we all know, now is coming around full circle.
Yeah. Oh, is Team Rocket still chasing after Pikachu?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Like
Yeah. I
Pikachu's
mean,
not like the strongest. Like it's not the best Pokemon to actually catch. They just get something else.
I mean, they kind of stopped. they were more so we're gonna take over the Unova region, and that's what they were doing the whole. I guess the whole first part of the saga, the Unova saga, was like trying to take over, and then their plans were actually working, which that's what I think made it more interesting. Of like, oh, at the end of like a what appears to be a random episode of Ash and his friends, helping out a Pokemon in the woods or helping out a child or something in the city, we'll have like a little cutaway to Team Rocket investigating something like, okay, cool, we're going to report to the boss or we're going to bring in the scientists to help us out. And then you have all these little things that start to come together. And then when they finally came to like surface, it was like, so this is what you all have been doing for like the last 10 plus episodes.
Mm.
So it kind of made it wasn't the same formula of dig a hole, they'll fall in the hole, and Ash is like, why are we in the hole? I'm like, Ash, it's Team Rocket, dude.
Oh
But
gosh, that whole is I don't even know why.
I mean,
Like,
I think because Pokemon has a formula that works.
mhm,
I mean, it doesn't matter if you are growing up now, grew up when it first started. It doesn't matter because you can easily jump into it. I mean, it might take a little bit to learn the characters and learn their names and know all their backstory if you want to dig into that rabbit hole, but you can follow it and it works. I mean, the only thing I have is like, why can't we have it on 5 days a week instead of on Saturday? But but they know it's Saturday morning at 8 or 8:30, and that's that set time.
I thought Pokemon always used to come on Saturdays when I was younger.
I think it always did. I guess because like I guess now it's like can't we have some kind of semblance of in the afternoon back in the like late '90s, early 2000s of let's show our cartoons that one episode a day thing, and then you had to wait 2 days to watch the next one. Now you got to sit here and wait a whole week to watch one more. which in a funny sense, that's what putting Young Justice and Green Lantern on Saturday, like especially when I had like the last 30 seconds of the episode, and it kind of left on that little small cliffhanger. I was like, why I gotta wait one more week? I want to watch the other one now.
Yes, that's what used to kill me. Like my cousin, I will sit there and like text each other during the whole Young Justice, especially during commercials. So then next thing you know, once Young Justice is finished, I get either she called me first or I call her. And we're sitting there, why? Why? Oh my gosh. And we're sitting here talking about the whole episode. Like, I can't wait till next episode. I want to watch it now.
Because
We're sitting here brainstorming and guessing what's going to happen next. See, if Flash did this and this and this and that, it's going to happen like this. That's what's going to happen. We're sitting here predicting.
yeah, I mean, especially I think what got me a little bit was like the way Cartoon Network did. They ended season 1, and then the next week they started season 2, which thought was kind of odd, but it was okay with me because it was more episodes. But you come back and then it said it's been 5 years. I'm like, whoa! And then when I sat there and just waited a minute, I was like, okay, this is all going to pan out. I just gotta be patient.
Mm-hmm.
And but I really did enjoy that. Like, wait, did they just do that? Those moments, those are what I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Because I think the one that kind of really got me was the one where um, Miss Martian. For those who haven't seen it already, but when Miss Martian escaped and and then at the end of it, Nightwing is looking at the press conference and he puts two and two together, and I'm like, oh man, okay, so now we gotta wait more.
Yeah. Like, I kind of like first season more just because they were younger and they were a little more naive and it was interesting. Like, like I miss Robin always saying after like the Aster or all that kind of stuff. Like he never like instead of saying he said Aster, I forgot his little thing. Like he used to always say it.
Oh yeah, like he always
Overwhelm.
say it again.
Like instead of saying overwhelmed, he's whelmed.
Yeah, it's like yeah, we're winning. Especially like you will hear him in the back in the shadows and he's laughing.
Yeah.
I missed that too. I forgot about that until you said it.
Yeah, I miss them when they're like that. Like when Kid Flash was the Kid Flash and Artemis and all of them. Like I like the newer one. Season 2 was cool, but I was like, oh, I kind of miss all those good times.
Yeah, because I'm looking forward to playing Legacy whenever that does come out this year.
Oh, I've seen the poster for that GameStop. I didn't really see trailers to it, but it seemed pretty darn interesting.
Yeah, it's supposed to tell you what happened in that 5 year period,
Uh,
but I really want one to tell me what happened with Vandal Savage and that Dark Side. That's
they're
what I
such trolls. How they ended Injustice like that.
I know, but I figured, when we watched the episode Summit, like that one way kind of like when Akilah broke everything and he exposed everything, I figured, if next episode is going to end it all, I feel like I see how it's going to end. And then Justice League came back, everything wrapped up for the most part. And I felt like, it's okay to stop here, and I could see why. And I guess it gives you for your interpretation to figure out what would have happened if they continued.
That's where we're gonna go on fanfiction.net and see all the millions of stories that these people will put up.
Oh, I want to write one too. Since Static is now on the team, I'm like, okay, great. And then I'm still waiting for my Static Shot DVDs. I still have hope.
The
But
Static Shock, the old Static Shock.
oh yeah, because like those 4 seasons, I really want to add those to my collection, but I'm still waiting.
Uh, eBay.
Oh, they're not even on DVD yet. That's like the only ones that are on DVD are like the first 6 episodes. I think that's it.
Oh wow, it's like my struggle trying to get Card Captor Sakura all the DVDs. They're mad expensive. They're like people try to sell them for $500, and I'm like, come on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've seen it on eBay and Amazon.
Wow, that's that's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I got Rurouni Kenshin. It was like 990, which for that show that was actually the lowest price I've ever seen. Because I think usually I saw some that were like $500.
Yeah, because it's
Because
basically top of the line. Not it's not like limited edition, but it's just you can't find it anywhere anymore. That if they do have it and selling it, it's like rare.
oh, that's true. I mean, you have some things that are maybe are out of print or publication or whatever, and for those who have copies, they're not going to give them up. I mean, yeah, I would love to get the second season of Double O Gundam, which is still relatively new, but it's kind of hard to find. I mean, I found a copy for $50, but that's too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never spent that much for any anime DVD ever.
yeah, I think the most I spent was maybe 40. 'Cause I think I got the Macross series, like the original Japanese series, for like $30 or $40 at a convention.
That's not bad.
Oh, man, so when it comes to stuff that you like, if you can get your hands on it, you can take it. But back to what we said earlier about going a little overboard. I'm not gonna go too overboard to get what I want.
Uh-uh.
I mean, I can look at pictures online, or if someone has posted the videos on YouTube or with a Crunchyroll, I'll watch them there. I'll just kind of sit here and say, I wish I had it in my own collection. But
I
it's
buy this is what I used to do when I was really into anime. When I wanted to buy an anime, I buy something that I never watched. And I always Funimation has this way with their DVDs where it's called Funimation Save, where you could buy the whole season of an anime for cheap. So I look at those and I read it. It sounds interesting, and I buy it. That's how I used to buy anime. If I've never seen it before and it sounds interesting, I'll buy it. Or if I really, really, really like the series and I know in the back of my head I'm gonna watch it, like I'll be bored and I'll watch it numerous of times, I'll get it. That's the only way I'll buy it.
Right. Yeah, that sounds like me. I mean, I don't mind saying like it took me a while, but I managed to get like most of the Dragon Ball Z stuff. I was like, yeah, that was cool. I mean, I guess what I find interesting now is like once you get it, are you gonna sit there and watch it?
Yeah.
Because it's like I have it, I can watch it when I want it, but when I'm out of town, I want to watch it, and it's not with me. So it's. I think no matter what we're all into, it's it's all fun at the end of the day because you're passionate about it. I mean, I'll say meeting you like I wasn't familiar with K-pop. I'm not surprised I never heard of it, but I am surprised I never heard of it, knowing I tried to learn a lot. But then the fashion that you're into, Lolita Fashion, you taught me something new.
Yeah. It, it was something new to me and it became part of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, even that, on top of K-pop, another addiction I've been into is K-dramas, which is Korean dramas. Oh my gosh, it's my life. Like, one of my friends showed me one K-drama, and after that, I just be marathoning a whole bunch like crazy. I don't even know how many I've seen. And they're all in Korean. I sit there and watch the subtitles for every episode. I stay up late, like to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning watching episodes.
I mean, that's called dedication.
Yes. Hey, those I don't know. The stories are always interesting to me. It's different, and sometimes you just want to yell at it, like, "Oh my gosh, why are you doing this? You're an idiot." It was just fun.
I think it's what I call it, the thing of you're talking to the screen, trying to tell them what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, like, I used to hate when they had the lead chick. She was always weak, and like the second lead, who was always like superior and always chasing after the guy she wanted, like putting her down. I'm like, why are you doing that? Stop doing that. Quit letting her do all that stuff to you to manipulate you, make you believe that he doesn't love you. He loves you. Like it's drive me crazy. And I met a lot of people based on K dramas. Like a lot of my followers, they're K-pop fans and also K drama fans. So they're pretty cool people. They suggest me dramas, and we have discussions on dramas. It's fun.
I think it is. I mean, that's something I think I need to look into because now you've told me about it, so I want to learn about it. But I think getting into things, and I know I've been saying rabbit hole thing, maybe because you mentioned Alice in Wonderland earlier, but it's it's just fun to sit there and delve into a world that somebody creates. Like I know that I remember you told me that you one day want to start doing your own shows. Are you still interested in that?
I'm still interested in that. It's just I don't know. I always tend to second guess myself when it comes to doing these projects. This I have this problem that I'm a dreamer and never bring down my dreams to reality because I have so much things that go on in my head. It's just I just never bring it down to earth.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
understand.
just that's always been my problem.
I'll give you some advice. Being I'm a writer. I can say that by trade. I'm a writer. You know, something that you want to do. You you can look. You can look at the blank page and say, I have this idea. This is what I want to do, but it won't get done until I do it. You know, I mean, my dream is good in my head, but no one's gonna know it until I put it out there. So I can just, suggest to you that, start writing down your ideas of things that you want to do. I mean, you don't have to share them with people, but, you know, this thing and share them with people that you trust, that, who won't take your ideas. And you can say, do you think that this is feasible? Can this project work? I mean, if you want to, I mean, we could start doing your own podcast, and I can host them on my show, and you could start them on mine if you want.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
I was trying to start a web show. I mean, I even put up a trailer on YouTube saying that I was going to come out with a show this year. But I don't know. I'm probably like I have this idea of like I have some video clips from last year that I always wanted to put up, but I never did. So I was thinking about cropping those out and
Hmm.
putting them up. Especially, I have some videos from last year's con, so I was thinking about putting that together. Actually, it's a project I've actually started working on since I just got a MacBook, and iMovie is 10 times better to use on Windows Movie Maker. So I started trying to put that together. I started trying to do that, and hopefully get that done soon.
Well, good luck to you. Yeah, it's a process, but take your time with it, and you can do what you want to do. I mean, I know you have. You guys give you some advice, like some more advice. Keep an idea of who your demographics that you're trying to reach. What is going to be your show? What's your show going to be about? Like, what are you going to do? So, even having a format like how we're doing now. It's something that works. I didn't know anything about podcasts until I heard about one, like the Nerdist podcast, and then when I finally was able to listen to one of those, and then he had, like Chris Hardwick had like Rob Paulson on his, and then Rob talked about his, Talking Tunes. So I went to that one. Then I discovered Aisha Tyler's Girl on Guide, and just kind of delving into the world of podcasting. It's like people. I don't know who started it, but somebody started it, and people picked up on it. And you want to do your own web show. And it's kind of hard to. I don't think it's really hard to do one. It's just make sure your ideas are yours, and I guess what I mean by that is it's something that you feel passionate about. I mean, people can come on and say what they want to say or whatever, however you want to do it, but at the end of the day, it is your show. It's your dream. You need to, let your ideas stay front and center.
Yeah.
I know that was a lot for me to say, but
It's okay. Advice is needed.
I mean, I wish you luck on it. If you need help, I'd be happy to help you with it.
I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate the help and the support.
You're welcome. I think one thing you'll find out here is you have a lot of people who be willing to support, and especially when they find someone that is into what they enjoy, and then I'd imagine most of your, I'm assuming, but some of your shows are going to be about K-pop fandoms.
Oh yeah.
But, I didn't want to assume. That's why I asked. But
It's okay.
the But you think about, okay, you have you know who your target audience is, so you know how
Mm-hmm.
you can reach people. And
Yeah.
plus, you have your Twitter followers too, so if you talk to them and get ideas from them to see, what would they want to see, and then share it with them and say, hey, I have this project, check this out, and share it with your friends. And then once you get your little network going, then people will say, hey, oh, she has a video out. Okay, cool. But going back to originally what I said at the beginning is, you have to put down your ideas and make it work.
Hopefully, I'm really trying to focus right now is getting the whole cosplaying thing going. Because I have another idea after this outfit, and the guy who I did the photo shoot who did the photo shoot for me, I told him this is becoming a good idea. I'll keep coming to you to do photo shoots and post them on DeviantArt and all that kind of stuff. Just basically just doing it for like a little hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, yeah, it's cool. And I was like, okay, yeah. And two, will be different from what his usual stuff that he takes pictures of. So it'll be a different taste to what he does every day.
Well, that's good. I mean, that gives him some diversity too.
Yeah.
And then plus, since we're in the world now of networking being a real popular term, um, it's a good way that you network, have your team together, and you have that person who does this, person who does that, and it all kind of goes around full circle. I think in terms of what happens on doing things.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that you agreed to do a podcast.
You're very welcome. This is pretty fun. I've
Yeah,
never done this, so it's something new. I like trying new stuff.
I did too. I mean, I think when I did my first one, I approached it more journalism style. I was like, it's not supposed to be serious, question answer. It's the conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna it'll take some time to get better. I mean, it's it's growing, but I think I enjoy having people on to talk about what they enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I like having talks like this with people, eh, especially something that hits hard in my interests.
Hmm. Well, I would love to have you back on again soon, whenever you're available.
Yeah, no problem. Just let me know.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna probably end up doing a all things Pokemon one because I have you and one other person in mind that I feel like I could just moderate it, and you two would just take over. And I just have to keep you all grounded. That's all. But is there anything that you want to plug for people to check out your work?
um. Okay. Follow me on Twitter at KickRocksBaby. Um. Be prepared for mad randomness and sometimes K-pop flood of feels and fandomness because I do that sometimes, but I haven't done that often. And definitely check out my DeviantArt too, Kickrocks Baby 34. I'm trying to start posting up more cosplay pictures. Hopefully there'll be more in the future, especially as going to SuperCon in July. And that's about it. Um,
If you like, I can link some things in the video description, like to your Twitter page, and then where you post your cosplay pictures. I can link things if you want me to.
but that'd be great. I need more people on my DeviantArt.
Cool. I'll definitely do that. I'll just get a link from you later, and you can go from there. But is
Awesome.
there like before we sign off, anything you want to say to people who are into fandoms, no matter what they are? But it's like any advice for people to enjoy it, or anything about
Um,
or our community about enjoying it.
Simply enjoy it, but enjoy it healthily. Like, don't invest your life into it thinking that's the world, because there's more in life than just your bias or your show. Just enjoy it. It's for fun, and don't take it too seriously. You're not in war for this.
Very true. I mean, those intergalactic wars and samurai battles and things, they're going to be there when you come back from school, your job, whatever. Things will be
Yeah.
there. I
It's
mean,
just
go.
remember, leave your computer and go outside. Especially if you're 20 and 21, go out and party and enjoy life because life's too short.
Thank you. I think that sums it up very nicely about everything. Life's too short. I mean, you have to enjoy it. I mean, if you want to sit in your house all day and enjoy fandoms, be my guest. That's awesome. But get outside and get some fresh air.
Socialize.
Oh yes. I mean, there's always a time and place. I mean, as I'm learning, not everything has. I mean, I've learned, not everything has to revolve around what you enjoy because there are more things out there than the bubbles that we put ourselves into.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
You're welcome. I had fun too.